Welcome to a new episode of TTG Conversations 5 Questions video series. I'm Karen Yu, Group Editor of TTG Asia Media. This episode is all about Asia Pacific's uneven pace of travel and tourism recovery and the issues this brings. Taking us through this topic is Noor Ahmad Hamid, CEO of PATA, Pacific Asia Travel Association. Welcome to the show, Noor.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you for having me. And Sawadee Krap from Bangkok, our head office.
That's wonderful. Love your background there, Noor.
Thank you. It's a beautiful day today here.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Yeah. I've got 5 questions for you, and here's the first, Noor. Travel and tourism data have shown how different the pace of recovery is across the diverse Asia-Pacific region, with some destinations very close to pre-pandemic levels, while others are still, having a long way to go. Travel and tourism recovery is also uneven within a single country where, very popular destinations fare much better than lesser known ones. So what is PATA's data showing?
Yes, I think this is a fantastic question, Karen, because it is so obvious that even before the pandemic, the performance of destination differs from one another. I think everybody using the 2019 as the benchmark. I think the key point that I want to mention here is that we see growth all over the PATA region. Whether it is Northeast Asia, South Asia, Southeast Asia, the Pacific, even the Americas, growth are eminent, growth is happening. That's point number one. But of course, it differs from one sub-region to another, one country to another. Even within the country itself, there will be different numbers of arrivals, whether it's from one city to one resort and so forth. I think that's quite normal. From our figures, some estimation that we get from our forecast for 2023, how the performance was, the international visitors arrival into the PATA region is about 497.5 million in terms of numbers of arrivals. That is about 73% of recovery compared to 2019. And the forecasting doesn't go just for 2023 because there are some destinations that has not provided us with the figures. But for 2024, we already anticipated even better and positive growth. That is about 91%. That will result to almost 620 million international visitors arrival to the region. So all sounds good. But again, the question is that why this is happening? I believe so much is because of the connectivity, because the demand, and of course, in this post-pandemic era, the market demand is led by many different factors. Especially the user-generated content that's going on social media would definitely influence the travel pattern, the motivation, and the concept and idea behind where people want to go and how they want to enjoy their holidays.
So what concerns does this uneven recovery bring? I know it is something like you said, it's already been there, but when it comes to post lockdown recovery and it's uneven, does it bring any special challenges?
Certainly, I think especially after the pandemic, one of the area of concern is the capacity of human resources. We have seen a lot of, for example, hotels that has 1,000 rooms, but they don't have enough staff to man all the rooms. And the way they operate is that they open not all the rooms, so they only provide certain number of keys. And I think in some parts of the world, concept of just like when you are taking e-hailing, you book your transport. Perhaps one day, I think even hotels will go into that kind of thing that if you need somebody to clean up your room, you have to use an app so that you can book somebody to come and clean up your hotel room. So I think this is the changes brought about the pandemic to make the industry more adaptable, innovative, and vigilant.
I like the idea of pre-booking your housekeeping because I don't need daily housekeeping, so I'm happy to help them save some
Yes,
resources there.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, indeed.
Okay. Next question. During those slower COVID days, Nor, the leaders, industry leaders used to talk about how destinations could use the downtime to plan travel and tourism better for the future. Addressing over-tourism was one of the positive outcomes that they predicted. But now that we have reopened, we are seeing, crowding in some cities within a single country. Are tourism destinations back to square one in terms of over-tourism? And based on your interactions with members, what concerns do they have about over-tourism?
I think in general term, over tourism is the main concern to any destination, because I believe we at PATA strongly believe every destination are looking at more sustainable growth and a fair distribution of business to the whole country. I think having said that, this is something that's not easy to be managed. But again, sometimes I have to say this, that destination and even our industry players doesn't learn from the mistake that COVID has brought us. So the big question is, how do we adapt to this changing environment? Do we need better policies? We've been talking about this in our community about 5, 10 years ago. A strong element in the tourism industry is destination marketing. So you do marketing, you get the numbers of arrival. But now you have this uneven number of arrival, then the NTOs will need to move from destination marketing to destination management, because that will become more crucial now. And as we see the latest trend that's happening not only in the Asia Pacific region, but all over the world, in the past, a lot of countries impose visa, right? And of course, when you apply visa, you need to pay, and that actually bring revenue to the respective destination and the governments. But now more and more we see destination are waiving visa. It means visa free, you can enter, so to ease the travel. Of course, this means tourism now being given more recognition because of the tourism economy that they can bring to the local community, but it also means the loss of revenue on one side for the government or the destination, but the revenue for the stakeholders. There's no one way that can, there's no one answer, so to speak, for any destination to fight the over tourism. But what we have seen across the region, most of the destinations are taking this seriously. They are putting effort on how to combat the revenge tourism per se, because we need something that's more sustainable and to ensure that it's a fair share to the whole country.
I hear that it's not an easy topic to address and to solve, but I'm going to challenge you by asking you one more question about this. I'm seeing destinations taking different measures to address the crowds. So, for example, some are putting in extra resources to handle the high volumes, like extra transport services, while others are imposing deterrents like tourist taxes and visitor fees for certain hotspots. How effective are these really?
It's a very interesting question, Karen, and it's a difficult one. You're really putting me on the spot in the sense that I think so far no one have really done the impact study on the action that they have put in place. Because these are all sort of like short and medium term measures to combat the over tourism. But I think what is missing really is the education and the awareness campaign to the client themselves. For example, if I were take to note, we didn't talk much to the general tourists, including you and me. We are also tourists, right? When we travel, we need to bring our water bottle so that we become more sustainable, more caring. When we travel, we don't have to order a lot of food. It's food wastage. So those are the little things that has been very important in the past and become more important now in the post-pandemic. Therefore, I think the campaign and PATA provide that platform for our members from across the region to have their voice heard, so that the customer themselves are aware of the challenges that are imposed by over tourism, like we mentioned earlier on. So if we can have that education going on, people will start making decisions on where they want to go based on the carrying capacity.
Okay, one last question, Noor. What more do you think can tourism boards or even PATA do to help with this over tourism or tourism destination management?
There are many ways that destination can do, and I think I must recognize that there are many destinations around the region, in particular PATA region, that we have seen come up with innovative ideas of how to better manage tourism. But one of the things that I see is not happening in a larger scale is what I call the IDF. IDF is the Integrated Destination Facilitation. Let me explain very quickly. If you look at any destination per se, normally the Ministry of Tourism or the NTOs of that particular destination are responsible for the marketing of tourism. But when we talk about the delivery of the travel experience, it doesn't belong to that particular ministry, because when you consume food, food is something that comes under Ministry of Agriculture. If you do a financial transaction, it comes under Ministry of Finance. So a destination that is smart will be able to integrate all those facilities from the immigration, the customs, the restaurant, Ministry of Finance, the water, food, the health, and so forth. So that means if they're able to deliver just that, a tourist will have a better travel experience across the board. So it's not just about putting people on the plane, fly to from A to B and enjoy a holiday. Not that, it's becoming even more demanding now. So I think if destinations would work, whether at their city level or provincial and state level or at the national level, to provide that integrated destination facilitation by all the different stakeholders, public and private, I think it will be a fantastic change to our tourism industry.
Excellent point, Noor. Thank you so much. That's all the questions I have for you, Noor.
Thank you, Kokong Kap.
Thank you so much for giving us of your time. Past and future episodes of TTG Conversations 5 Questions can be found on the TTG YouTube channel. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye.